Hi guys, it's David here from Beyond the Kingdoms, and today I've got a special bonus video for you. As many of you know, I like to provide some of my tips on how to best explore the parks at Disney World, along with my reviews of special events, and most importantly, how to create some good Fastpass strategies. Now, I am someone who travels to Disney World regularly with my family, and we have a little one in the group who is only 2 years old. And obviously, she's too small to ride some of the bigger attractions. So when we visit the parks, we are often faced with the challenge of how do we best use the Fastpass Plus system to not only wait in less lines, but to also make sure everyone gets at least one Fastpass for their favorite attraction. My little niece and I don't necessarily prioritize the same rides, clearly. I love to ride things like Tower of Terror, and she is nowhere near tall enough to ride that. So today, I thought I'd share with you how I best attack this problem, and specifically how I use Fastpass Plus and Rider Switch Pass to make sure we get on all of our favorite attractions. And one great example I can use for this is in Toy Story Land at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Now, as you know, you are allowed to book 3 Fastpasses before visiting any park at Disney World. While visiting Hollywood Studios, you are each allowed to book a Fastpass for one of the 3 attractions in Toy Story Land. And your 2 remaining Fastpasses can be any other attraction in the park that offers Fastpass Plus and that's outside of Toy Story Land. Now, we are normally a group of 5. 4 adults, and 1 child who is 32 inches tall. Obviously, myself and all the other adults in this group ideally would like to book a Fastpass for Slinky Dog Dash. But my little 2-year-old niece is too small to ride that, and she would rather get on something like Alien Swirling Saucers. And all 5 of us would definitely want to ride Toy Story Mania together. So, which attraction do we pick in regards to a Fastpass? One option would be to simply book a Fastpass for Toy Story Mania for all 5 of us. But that means that we would have to wait in the standby line for both of the other new attractions in the land. And we all know that Slinky Dog Dash is the longest wait of all 3. So, if we split our Fastpasses between 2 attractions and use Rider Switch Pass, we can maneuver this to only stand in one standby line and still get to ride all 3 attractions. Let me break this down some more. We would normally take 2 adults, let's call them Team Red, and they would book a Fastpass for Slinky Dog Dash. While the other 2 adults and the 1 child, let's call them Team Blue, would book a Fastpass for Alien Swirling Saucers, and at a slightly different time. Then, the key thing here is that when we arrive to the park, all 5 of us would head towards Slinky Dog Dash together first. Once we are all there, Team Red with their Fastpasses for Slinky Dog Dash would enter the Fastpass line and tell a cast member that we would like to use a Rider Switch Pass. And that's because we have a child too small to ride. Then, the adults in Team Blue will have their magic band scanned and be given a digital Rider Switch Pass, which can be seen on your account on the My Disney Experience app. This Rider Switch Pass will allow the adults in Team Blue to come back and ride the attraction at a specified time later in the day and without standing in line. Think of this as a bonus Fastpass. So, while Team Red rides Slinky Dog Dash, Team Blue can go ride Alien Swirling Saucers with their Fastpass reservation. Then, the 2 adults in Team Blue can return to Slinky Dog Dash and use their Rider Switch Pass to skip the standby line, while Team Red stays outside with the little one and waits. Simple. Then, when Team Blue is done on Slinky Dog, everyone can go to Toy Story Mania together and use the standby line. This does mean in this specific case, Team Red didn't get to skip the line at Alien Swirling Saucers. But that line is usually short enough later in the day to use the standby line. This is why you have to decide if you're happy or not with your splitting. But this does ensure that we get to ride all of our favorite attractions with a small wait time and only stand in one standby line. And in this case, at least the one standby line is indoors and has air conditioning. And guess what? We've only used our Tier 1 Fastpass. We still have our 2 initial Fastpasses to use outside of Toy Story Land. Now, a similar technique can happen in Pandora at Animal Kingdom. The group can split up and book their Fastpasses between Flight of Passage and Navi River Journey. And using that Rider Switch Pass specifically at Flight of Passage will make sure that all the adults tall enough to ride can get on that attraction without waiting in a 2-hour line. Now, there are a few things to consider when you split your Fastpasses. First of all, Rider Switch Pass is only available at attractions with a height restriction. Meaning, an attraction like Toy Story Mania that has no height restriction will not give out those Rider Switch Passes. This is why you have to consider very carefully which attractions you want to split. Splitting the wrong 2 attractions could mean that you don't get a Rider Switch Pass and someone can feel left out. Secondly, when a group requests a Rider Switch Pass, that pass can only be given to 3 people in the group. So again, you want to make sure you split up properly and make sure that everyone who wants to get a Rider Switch Pass can get one. Finally, the third disclaimer I want to point out is that the digital Rider Switch Pass is very different to the old paper pass. It used to be that when you requested a Rider Switch Pass, you would receive a paper ticket that was valid for 3 people and could be used at any time within a certain number of days. This has recently changed at Walt Disney World. The digital Rider Switch Pass will still be given to 3 adults, but now it will come with a designated return time window. And like I said, it's linked to your My Disney Experience account. This means that you will only be able to use that pass within a specific hour window and usually on the same day only. This new update is a little bit of a bummer, but this does ensure that people are not abusing the system. So there you have it, my friends, how I use Fastpass Plus and Rider Switch Pass to get on more attractions. Keep in mind that this is just one example and there's no perfect way to split up your Fastpasses. You can do this in whatever arrangement that you think is best for your family. I just know that this tip can be very helpful for those of you traveling with little ones too small to ride the big thrill rides. And over the next few weeks, I'll be giving you my Fastpass strategies for several of the parks. And I can explain further on how to best use this tip at specific attractions. If you've got any questions, feel free to leave a comment below and I can help provide you with some answers. But until next time, remember, if you can dream it, you can do it.